Surprise, surprise, motherfucker! The king is back!
Before this guy appeared on the scene, the most famous plumber was Super Mario, who's become a style icon for bearded men and a worthy competitor for whiskey producers everywhere. Today, we learn the success story of the Irish Lion, Conor McGregor. McGregor was born in Crumlin, a suburb of Dublin, on July 14, 1988. There, he first became interested in sports, not martial arts, but football. Little Conor played for an amateur football club, and it was there that he developed his love for sports. In 2006, McGregor and his family moved to another suburb, Lucan, where young Conor apprenticed and worked as a plumber. Later in Lucan, he began training and fighting with the future UFC fighter Tom Egan. This led McGregor to become interested in mixed martial arts. In 2007, McGregor married the beautiful Dee Devlin. Although happily married, the family did not have enough money. Plumbing was not paying the bills and greatly distracted him from training. McGregor decided to leave the trade and concentrate completely on fighting. McGregor's wife sought to shoulder more of the financial burden, knowing her beloved Conor would achieve his goal. And shortly thereafter, McGregor won the featherweight title. UFC management signed a contract with McGregor, and his debut fight in the new organization took place with Marcus Brimage. The fight showcased a flurry of active blows from Marcus, but McGregor threw the opponent a series of heavy blows to the jaw, dumping his enemy on the canvas. The referee stopped the fight. The next fight was scheduled against Englishman Andy Ogle, but due to an unfortunate injury, Ogle was replaced by Max Holloway. McGregor took the victory, but after the fight, he was diagnosed with an anterior cruciate ligament injury, from which doctors forbid him to fight for 9 months. After McGregor's recovery in Dublin, McGregor was slated to fight Cole Miller, but injuries forced Miller out. Instead, the Irish fighter was paired with Diego Brandao. McGregor won an early TKO in the first round. After the left cross hit the target, Diego fell, and McGregor quickly pounced for the finish. As part of UFC 178, McGregor won another TKO victory, this time over American fighter Dustin Poirier. Following this fight, UFC President Dana White said that Conor McGregor could become the main contender for the featherweight title. A month later, after the victory over Dustin Poirier, the organization announced UFC Fight Night 59, headlined by McGregor's fight with German fighter Dennis Siver. The Irishman ended that fight by TKO in the second round. Immediately after the fight, McGregor stunned the audience in an altercation with the reigning champion, Jose Aldo. McGregor saw Aldo, and jumping over the octagon cage, began to shout words of encouragement in the champion's face. The UFC Featherweight Championship fight between McGregor and Aldo was scheduled to take place on July 11, 2015, and headlined UFC 189. At the press conference in Dublin, McGregor snatched his championship belt from the Brazilian's table. Although much anticipated, Aldo suffered a rib fracture during training on June 23rd, The fight was canceled. UFC management replaced Aldo with Chad Mendes. McGregor defeated Mendes by another knockout to become the interim UFC featherweight champion. After Aldo's recovery in August 2015, the organization announced a new date for the meeting with the Irish fighter. Although the long-awaited fight took place on December 12th, it ended earlier than many expected. After just 13 seconds of the first round, McGregor carried out an accurate counterstrike to Aldo's jaw, dropping Aldo to the canvas. McGregor left as undisputed champion. Thereafter, McGregor headed to UFC 196, where he was originally announced as a lightweight title contender against reigning champion Rafael dos Anjos. On February 23, 2016, Dos Anjos announced his withdrawal from the fight due to injury. The organization's replacement for the injured champion was Nate Diaz, but that fight took place in the welterweight division. In the second half of the first round, McGregor cut open Diaz's eyebrow, but the momentum shifted into the hands of Diaz. The match moved to the ground, where the Irishman simply could not resist and fell for a chokehold, suffering his first defeat within the UFC. Months later, in a rematch with Diaz, McGregor reversed the tide, albeit unconvincingly. McGregor very easily could have lost that day. On November 12, 2016, McGregor fought Eddie Alvarez, defeating him by TKO. August 26, 2017, one of the highest-grossing fights in history took place. It was McGregor's debut in a professional boxing match, and at the same time, the last fight in the career of the undefeated Floyd Mayweather Jr. Mayweather ended his career unbeaten that day, and McGregor, having lost by technical knockout, continued to look for avenues for fame and capital growth. McGregor turned a profit by releasing his signature whiskey. While there was much to be said about his next fight with Khabib Nurmagomedov, the fight from the very beginning promised to be spectacular. But who could forget McGregor's arranged group attack on a bus carrying Khabib and other fighters that led to a warrant for his arrest? McGregor was fined $8,000 for the incident. But this only fueled interest in the fight, which amassed a record profit for UFC. Ultimately, however, McGregor lost by rear naked choke. January 18, 2020, Conor faced Donald Cerrone, whom he easily defeated by technical knockout. On January 24, 2021, McGregor faced Dustin Poirier again, but this time it was Dustin who celebrated the victory. McGregor lost by technical knockout in the second round.
He put it on Conor McGregor.
This is where the achievements of Conor McGregor in the UFC end, but McGregor has not called it quits. I hope to see more exciting fights from the Irishman in the UFC. And maybe a rematch with Khabib. Conor McGregor has grown from plumbing to wealth and fame, but he is hardly done. We all should expect epic antics from him in the near future. In today's video, I showed you the whole career of Conor McGregor in the UFC. If you liked this video, don't forget to click thumbs up, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the ring. Take care.